Very good morning, students. Welcome to Gyanmajari Vidyapith Mahuva online digital platform. As you know, I am your science teacher Vatsal Trivedi. Today we are discussed about cells and reproduction chapter biology unit number 2. So here today we are start the new chapter about the reproduction in organisms. So ये यूनिट काफ़ी इम्पोर्टेंट है और आपके लिए इजी रहेगा समझने में. सो आइए स्टार्ट करते हैं डे 10. Before the start the discussion, let us watch one video about the chapter. So let us watch.
We know that many biological processes, like respiration and nutrition, are essential for living beings to survive. Reproduction is the biological process by which new organisms are produced by their parents. These new organisms are called offspring. Reproduction is essential to maintain life on Earth. What would happen if living organisms did not reproduce? Do you think so many plants and animals would exist if they did not reproduce? For example, the lifespan of a butterfly is about 12 months. This means one butterfly can only live up to a year. If butterflies did not reproduce, new butterflies would not have been born, and there would be no butterflies on our planet after a point in time. All living organisms have the ability to reproduce. This ability is important for the continuity of life on Earth. Dogs also reproduce. They give birth to puppies that later grow on to become adult dogs. Cows give birth to calves, which grow up to become adult cows. Hens lay eggs, which hatch to produce chicks. These chicks then grow up to be hens. Even microorganisms, such as bacteria and algae, go through the cycle of reproduction to produce more microorganisms. We exist on this planet because humans have reproduced generation after generation. It is because of reproduction that we have a wonderful and diverse ecosystem of living beings around us. Otherwise, life as we know it would not exist.
So today we are start new chapter is reproduction. What is the reproduction? यानी कि रिप्रोडक्शन यानी कि जो पेरेंट्स होते हैं उसमें से एक छोटा बेबी बनता है, वो बेबी अगेन बड़ा होता है, उसका भी बेबी आएगा. सो ये जो बेबीज की रिप्रोडक्शन हुई है जिसको हम जनरेशन, नेक्स्ट जनरेशन, सेकंड जनरेशन, थर्ड जनरेशन, इस तरह से हम उसको कहते हैं. देन आफ्टर सेम इट इज इन ऑल ऑर्गेनिजम्स, लाइक माइक्रो ऑर्गेनिजम्स भी उसके अंदर आ गए. देन आफ्टर काव, गॉड, एनिमल्स, बर्ड्स, सभी चीज़ इसके अंदर आ सकती है. इवन प्लांट्स भी रिप्रोडक्शन करते हैं. Now let us start the types of reproduction. If you cut the berry on the stems of the rose plant in a soil, will it grow into the another plant? So you can say that yes, the stem will grow into the another rose plant through the process known as a vegetative propagation. Okay. Now next, does the vegetative propagation rose require one rose plant or two? So the vegetative propagation of rose requires only one rose plant. The rose plants from which a new plant grows, it's called a parent. जिस रोज प्लांट में से नया प्लांट बनता है उसको हम क्या बोलेंगे? पेरेंट. नाउ वेजिटेटिव propagation is an example of asexual reproduction. So here the first type of the reproduction is asexual reproduction, जिसके अंदर एक ही चीज से नया प्रोडक्शन हो सकता है, यानी कि there is a single parent reproduction. In a sexual reproduction, only a one parent is involved. The new rose plant is known as the offspring. जिस तरह से छोटा बेबी बनता है, सो इट इज ऑफस्प्रिंग ऑफ द ह्यूमन बीइंग्स. इसी तरह से जिस प्लांट में से नया प्लांट बनता है, द न्यू रोज प्लांट इज नोन एज अ ऑफस्प्रिंग. विल द ऑफस्प्रिंग आइडेंटिकल द parent? When the rose stems is planted in the soil, the cells of the rose branch divided into the multiply to the form of roots and the shoots of the offspring. So the offspring has a cell identical to the parent. Therefore, offspring is identical to the parent. How are tomatoes produced? टोमेटो किस तरह से बनते हैं? So the tomatoes produce by the process of sexual reproduction in a plant. वहाँ पे सेक्सुअल रिप्रोडक्शन होता है, या ये दूसरा टाइप आ गया सेक्सुअल और एसेक्सुअल. सो हाउ टोमेटोज आर प्रोड्यूस? दैट द pollen grains from the stamens of the one plant are transferred to the pistil. It is a female reproductive part of the another plant through the agent such as an insect. सो एक फ्लावर के जिसको मेल रिप्रोडक्टिव पार्ट बोलते हैं. फॉर एन एग्जांपल, आप यहाँ पे फिगर के अंदर देख रहे हो कि कोई एक इंसेक्ट है, वो यहाँ पे आप लोग देख रहे हो. तो पहले वो कहाँ पे? यहाँ पे बैठती है, जिसको हम क्या बोलते हैं? द पोलन ग्रेन्स. इट इज अ मेल रिप्रोडक्टिव पार्ट. तो वहां से वो ऊपर बैठती है, तो वहां पे पोलन ग्रेन्स की ग्रेन्स लेकर वो अगर दूसरे कोई प्लांट के या सेम प्लांट के कोई फ्लावर के पिस्टिल, जिसको हम फीमेल रिप्रोडक्टिव पार्ट बोलेंगे, उसके अंदर बैठेगी, तो ये प्रोसेस हो सकती है. देन आफ्टर द pollen from the male plant contains the male reproductive cell. It is a transferred to the ovary the female plant through the stigma and the style where the meets the female reproductive cell from the female gamete. So the male and the female gametes fuse to the form of the zygote. ये दोनों मिलके क्या बनती है? Zygote. Then which further develops into the tomato seeds and finally forms into tomato fruit. So it is a sexual reproduction system. These seeds of the tomato are used to produce more tomato plants. How many flowers are involved in this process of pollination. There are two flowers involved in the process of the pollination. These two flowers may be referred as the parents of the new plant. Formation of fruits and seeds in a plants happen through the process of sexual reproduction. In the sexual reproduction, two parents are involved. First is a parent 1 and second is a parent 2. Now think about that. Will the new tomato plant be exactly like its parents? So since the zygote is formed from the fusion of the male and the female gamete, it will be similar to the both parents. So it not be completely identical to the any one of the parents. हम यहाँ पे पता नहीं लगा सकते कौन मेल है और कौन फीमेल पेरेंट है या उसके कौन से पेरेंट है. Okay. So we have learned about the plant reproduce sexually or asexually. Similar, there are two types of reproduction in animals, is a sexual reproduction or asexual reproduction. So sexual reproduction yani ki it requires a two parents, and asexual reproduction requires a single parent. The offspring is completely identical to the parents. और asexual parents के अंदर offspring is similar to both parents but not completely identical to the either them. So sexual reproduction के दौरान हम पता लगा सकते हैं कि उसके parent कौन है, but in asexual we can't completely identical either of them. Sin in the large number of the organism, example cats, monkeys, etc. in a sexual reproduction, or asexual reproduction is a fewer numbers of the similar organisms. For an example, hydras, amoeba, these all are the microorganisms. Now it is only one question for today. So today's homework, it is an extra question. It is not in your textbook or a supplementary book. Explain the importance of the reproduction organism. So what is the importance? Reproduction is essential for the continuation of the life. It is important so that the similar kinds of the individuals are produced the generation after the generation. Without the reproduction, living organisms will soon get extinct and the life as we know it will not exist. So it is your homework and it is extra question for your homework. Okay, so it is your extra question for your homework. So you have to write this question in your Fairbook also, and click the photos, the question, and send it to me. It is a compulsory. So now today we are stop here, and if any types of doubt you have to ask, I will definitely solve your doubt. So now stay happy, stay home. Thank you very much. Bye bye. Take care. Fun with science. Enjoy the science.